Imagine for a moment that the exact moment you were born, the precise second your first breath entered your lungs, the universe imprinted a secret code into your existence. A code that contains the blueprint of your soul, the path you were meant to walk, the lessons you were meant to learn. This code is hidden in plain sight, embedded in the numbers of your birth date, waiting for you to unlock its secrets. But here's what most people don't realize: this is not just about numerology, not just about astrology. This is something deeper, something that goes beyond belief systems, beyond traditions, beyond what we have been told about the nature of reality. From the moment we are born, we are told who we are supposed to be. We are given names, identities, roles to play. We are shaped by our environments, by our families, by the expectations of the world around us. But beneath all of that, beneath the layers of conditioning, lies something untouched, our true essence. And this essence is encoded into the numbers of our birth date in a way that most people never even consider. Because numbers are not just symbols. They are frequencies. They are vibrations. And when you begin to understand the vibrational language of numbers, you begin to see that your birth date is not random, it is a message. But here's the question: who sent the message? Was it the universe? Was it your higher self? Was it something beyond human comprehension? And more importantly, why were you given this specific code? Because if the numbers of your birth date hold the key to understanding your soul's path, then that means your life was never random. It was never an accident. It was always part of a greater design.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound insights.
Let's go deeper. Every number carries a frequency, a specific energetic signature that influences reality in ways most people do not perceive. This is why ancient civilizations saw numbers as sacred, why they built their temples and pyramids based on precise mathematical alignments, why they believed that numbers held the key to unlocking the mysteries of the cosmos. And if numbers hold that kind of power, then what does that say about the numbers that make up you? Think about your birth date for a moment. The day, the month, the year. You have seen these numbers your entire life, but have you ever asked yourself why these numbers? Why this exact combination? Why were you born on this specific day and not another? What if I told you that your birth date is not just a marker of time, but a spiritual signature? A vibrational pattern that shapes your destiny, that reveals the challenges you will face, the gifts you will awaken, the lessons you must master in this lifetime. Most people go through life unaware of this. They move blindly, making choices without realizing that their path was already written in the stars, in the numbers, in the sacred geometry of existence itself. But those who understand the code, those who unlock the spiritual meaning of their birth date, begin to see reality differently. They begin to see patterns where others see randomness. They begin to understand why certain things happen to them, why they are drawn to certain experiences, why they feel a deep, unshakable calling towards something greater. So now I ask you, do you feel it? That sense that there is something more to your existence, something hidden just beneath the surface, waiting to be remembered. Because if you do, then you are already awakening. You are already beginning to tap into the deeper truth of who you are. And once you start down this path, there is no going back. But here's where most people make their mistake. They think understanding their birth date is just about finding their lucky number or reading a horoscope. They look for quick answers, surface-level interpretations, without ever going deep enough to truly decode what they have been given. But this is not about entertainment. This is about awakening, because when you truly understand the numbers that make up your existence, you do not just gain knowledge, you gain power. The power to see your life from a higher perspective. The power to break free from cycles that have kept you trapped. The power to step fully into the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. But in order to do that, you must be willing to go beyond what you think you know. You must be willing to question everything. You must be willing to remember. So let's begin. First, take a deep look at your birth date, the day, the month, the year. Each of these numbers carries a vibration, a frequency that influences different aspects of your journey. The day you were born represents the core essence of your soul in this lifetime, the energy you naturally embody, the strengths you carry, the challenges you will face. The month you were born represents the lessons you are here to learn, the deeper spiritual themes that will shape your evolution. And the year you were born represents the collective energy you are connected to, the greater mission you are here to fulfill. But the real secret lies in how these numbers interact. Because your birth date is not just a collection of separate numbers, it is a formula. It is a blueprint. And when you begin to break it down, when you begin to see the patterns hidden within it, you start to unlock something that defies logic, something that feels almost supernatural. You begin to see that your very existence was calculated, but that the universe aligned perfectly to bring you here, at this exact moment, for a reason. So now, let me ask you, what is that reason? Why were you born now, in this time, in this reality? Because the truth is, you could have been born at any other time, in any other place, under any other cosmic alignment. But you weren't. You were born exactly when you were meant to be. And that means your soul chose this. It chose this time, this body, this experience. But why? Mandisi. This is where the real journey begins. Because once you start asking these questions, once you start looking at your birth date, not just as a number, but as a message, you begin to see that everything is connected. The way you think, the way you feel, the experiences you attract, the people you meet, it is all part of the code. And if you can learn to read it, you can learn to master it. Imagine for a moment what it would be like to fully understand why you are the way you are. To fully embrace the energy of birth date, to align with the vibration you were meant to embody, to tap into the power that has been encoded into you since the moment you took your first breath. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is what the ancient masters understood, what the initiates of secret traditions knew, what the greatest spiritual minds have always hinted at, but never revealed fully. The moment you realize that your birth date is more than just a number, something shifts inside you. You start looking at your life differently. You start seeing patterns you never noticed before, connections that feel too precise to be coincidence. And then the question arises, if my birth date is a code, then what exactly is it trying to tell me? To understand this, we must go deeper. We must look beyond what we have been taught about numbers, beyond what society tells us about time, breaking beyond the illusion that we are simply moving through life in a linear fashion. Because the truth is, time is not what we think it is. Time is not just a sequence of events, it is a construct, a framework that exists within a greater reality. And your birth date is not just a marker of when you entered this world, it is a vibrational imprint that connects you to specific energies, specific lessons, or specific moments in time that are uniquely yours. Think about this. Every number has a frequency, a vibration that resonates through the universe. This is not just spiritual theory, it is scientific fact. Nikola Tesla once said, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." And when we apply this understanding to our birth date, we begin to see that we are not just living, we are resonating. We are constantly emitting a frequency, constantly interacting with the unseen forces that shape our reality. But here's where it gets even more profound. Your birth date does not just define who you are, it defines what you attract. Because vibration is the language of the universe, and the universe does not respond to words or wishes or even actions, it responds to energy. This is why two people can live completely different lives despite being born in the same circumstances. One person thrives, the other struggles. One person moves through life effortlessly, the other seems to face endless obstacles. The difference is not luck. The difference is alignment. So now, I ask you, are you in alignment with the frequency of your birth date? Or have you been living out of sync with the energy that was meant to guide you? Because most people have no idea that they are constantly resisting their own natural vibration. They adopt beliefs, habits, and lifestyles that pull them away from the path they were meant to walk. And the further they stray, the more life begins to feel like a struggle. But here's the good news: the moment you realign, everything changes. Opportunities appear where there were none before. People enter your life at exactly the right moment. Doors open effortlessly. Not because you are controlling reality, but because you are finally vibrating at the frequency that was meant for you. Let's go even deeper. The numbers in your birth date are not just random, they are activation codes. Each number represents a specific aspect of your soul's journey, a key to unlocking a deeper understanding of yourself. And when you break them down correctly, you can begin to see the hidden map that has been guiding you all along. The day you were born holds the core energy of your being. It defines the essence of who you are, the strengths you naturally possess, the challenges you will face. It is the number that reveals your soul's dominant vibration in this lifetime. The month you were born reveals the spiritual lessons you are here to learn. It shows the themes that will repeat throughout your life, the deeper truths you must integrate in order to evolve. The year you were born connects you to the collective energy of your generation. It shows the larger mission you are here to contribute to, the role you play in the greater evolution of humanity. But the real magic happens when you combine these numbers, when you begin to see the patterns hidden within them. Because your birth date is not just a set of separate numbers, it is a formula. And when you decode this formula, you begin to understand why your life has unfolded the way it has. Why certain events happened at specific times. Why you are drawn to particular places, ideas, and people. Why you feel a deep, unshakable connection to things you cannot explain. Because nothing in your life is random. Every experience, every challenge, every so-called coincidence is part of the greater design. And once you begin to see the design, you stop feeling lost. You stop feeling like you are wandering through life without direction. You remember who you are. So now, let me ask you, who are you truly? Not the name you were given, not the identity society placed upon you, but the real you, the eternal you, the version of you that existed before this lifetime and will exist long after. Because your birth date is not just about this life, it is a continuation, but a thread that connects you to something far greater than you can imagine. And once you tune into this truth, once you begin to fully embrace the vibration of your birth date, you unlock something that very few people ever experience: pure alignment. You no longer feel like you are forcing things to happen. You no longer feel like you are constantly struggling to find your purpose. Because your purpose is not something you have to find, it is something you have to remember. And your birth date is the key to that remembrance. But here's the thing, not everyone is ready for this truth. Not everyone is willing to go deep enough to truly understand what their birth date is trying to tell them. Because once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. Once you wake up to the reality that your entire life has been following a pattern, that everything you have experienced was leading you to this moment, you can never go back to the way you were before. And the question is, are you ready for that? Are you ready to step into the version of yourself that has always been waiting for you? Are you ready to break free from the illusions that have kept you small? Because if you are, then this is only the beginning. Your birth date is not just a number. It is a portal, a doorway to a deeper understanding of yourself, of the universe, of the very fabric of reality itself. And once you unlock it, everything begins to change. The moment you truly begin to understand the power hidden in your birth date, you realize something astonishing: you were never lost. Every step you've taken, every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced was already woven into the fabric of your existence before you even arrived in this lifetime. You were never meant to wander blindly. Your birth date was given to you as a key, a vibrational map designed to guide you back to yourself. But here's the most important truth of all: most people never unlock it. Think about this. Right now, billions of people are walking this planet unaware of the energy they carry, unaware of the frequency they were born with, and unaware of the spiritual code that has been subtly guiding them since birth. They move through life feeling disconnected, searching for meaning, looking for external answers, when the truth has been within them all along. And the reason they feel lost is not because they lack purpose, it's because they are out of alignment with the energy they were meant to embody. But here's what separates those who awaken from those who remain asleep: awareness. The moment you become aware that your birth date is a code, the moment you realize that numbers are not just numbers but vibrations interacting with reality itself, then everything changes. You stop searching outside yourself for answers. You stop doubting whether you are on the right path, because you begin to see that you are the path. Let's go even deeper. Your birth date is not just about understanding yourself, it's about understanding how you interact with the universe. Because whether you realize it or not, your energy is constantly influencing the world around you. Every thought, every emotion, every action you take sends out a frequency. And that frequency attracts experiences that match it. This is why some people seem to attract constant struggle, while others flow effortlessly through life. It is not luck, it is resonance. So now, let me ask you, what are you resonating with? What frequency are you broadcasting into the universe every single day? Because if your life feels chaotic, if you feel stuck, if you feel like you are constantly battling against unseen forces, it is not because life is against you. It is because your energy is out of sync with your deepest truth. And this is where the real power of your birth date comes in. Because once you understand your unique vibrational pattern, once you align with the energy you were born to carry, reality no longer works against you, it begins to work for you. You start attracting people, opportunities, and experiences that match your true frequency. You stop doubting your path because you can feel when something is right. You begin to move through life with a sense of purpose, not because you are forcing things to happen, but because you are finally in alignment with the flow of the universe. But here's where most people struggle. They think that understanding their birth date means simply identifying their lucky number or reading a basic personality breakdown. But this is not about surface-level knowledge. This is about something far deeper. Your birth date is an activation code. It is a sequence of numbers that holds the key to unlocking your highest potential. And in order to fully activate it, you must do more than just understand it, you must embody it. So how do you do this? How do you fully align with the vibrational truth of your birth date? The first step is awareness. You must become deeply conscious of the energy you carry. The second step is clearing. You must remove any energetic blocks, limiting beliefs, or external influences that are pulling you away from your natural vibration. And the third step is activation. You must fully step into the frequency of your birth date, embracing the strengths, challenges, and lessons that were encoded into your life path from the beginning. Because here's the truth: your birth date is not just about who you are. It is about who you are becoming. It is a map that shows you not only where you have been, but where you are meant to go. And if you can learn to read this map, if you can learn to trust its wisdom, you will no longer feel lost. Because you will know deep in your soul that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Now, let's go even deeper. When you truly unlock the spiritual code within your birth date, something remarkable begins to happen. You start to see the patterns of reality itself. You start to notice synchronicities everywhere, numbers appearing at the right time, messages hidden in everyday experiences, but signs from the universe that confirm you are on the right path. You start to feel an unshakable connection to something greater, as if the universe is speaking directly to you, guiding you in ways you never noticed before. And then the biggest realization of all hits you: you are not separate from the universe. You are part of it. The same intelligence that created the stars, the galaxies, the cosmic forces that shape existence also created you. And your birth date is proof of that. It is a reminder that you are here for a reason, that your existence is not random, that you are playing a role in something far greater than yourself. But here's the final question, the one that will determine whether you truly unlock the power of your birth date, or whether this knowledge remains just an interesting idea. What will you do with this truth? Because knowing that your birth date holds a code is one thing. Living in alignment with that code is another. And the only way to fully activate your highest potential is to stop waiting, stop hesitating, or stop doubting, and step fully into the version of yourself that you were always meant to become. Because the truth is, you have always known. Somewhere deep inside, beyond the noise of the world, beyond the distractions of everyday life, you have always felt it. And that sense that you are here for something more. That your life has meaning beyond what you have been told. That you are connected to something vast, something profound, something beyond human understanding. And now you have the key. The only question left is, will you use it?